Welcome to Lessons from the Entrepreneur. My name is Melissa Odor. Today on set, we have Yvette Ondachi, the East Africa Regional Director for Synapis. She's going to discuss a couple of things that an entrepreneur should know, even as they get into this space, and how they can widen their reach even more than what they're doing currently. So welcome to our set today.
Well, thank you, Melissa. It's exciting to be here.
Yeah. I am so intrigued, especially by what Synapis, your organization, actually stands for. You're telling me that it's an analogy of a mustard seed that grew into this. Tell me a bit about that. I love that.
Yes, actually, Synapis is generated from the Latin word for mustard seed. And it is inspired by the parable of the mustard seed. Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed. Though a very small seed, it grows up to become a big tree that provides refuge for the birds of the air. And really, that's what we are all about.
Yeah.
We say that people with business ideas, it could be as tiny as a mustard seed. But business ideas need to be nurtured. They need the right environment. They need the right community. And what happens when business ideas are nurtured? The businesses grow and grow like the mustard seed into a tree where they're able to provide refuge to so many people who need employment or beneficiaries depending on the business model. And so a small idea can transform thousands of lives directly and maybe tens of thousands indirectly.
So this is me thinking, before I become this huge tree that gives economic benefits to many communities around me, where should I start as an entrepreneur?
I like to say that entrepreneurship is a journey. And here's the thing about a journey. There are different routes. So it's not a one size fits all. And you said, before I become an entrepreneur, some people may go on this journey and say, this is not for me. I am not an entrepreneur. And that is absolutely fine. There are two types of entrepreneurs. They're the ones that we call, you're an entrepreneur because there's no otherwise. So you hear of guys who maybe have finished college and have tarmac, they've not gotten any job. They're like, okay, fine, let me go into entrepreneurship. And then there's another type of entrepreneur, the one that is gifted, that has this deposit of richness inside of them that can be monetized. And when monetized, it transforms the world. We call those entrepreneurs by choice. And we believe the gifting comes from God. And when that is nurtured, purpose is realized and many lives are transformed.
And that's the entrepreneur that you're most passionate about, the one that has gone in by choice.
Absolutely. We do focus on that.
If I am an entrepreneur by choice, which is the category that we want to discuss a bit more about.
Yes.
So what are some of the first steps that I should take? I have felt this is a passionate journey that I want to take.
Yes.
But passion, I need to transform it into something more.
Exactly. Because passion alone will not sustain a business. I mean, I can tell you that categorically. You can be as excited as you want to. There's a lot of intentionality. Number one, you need to validate your idea. And by validating it, you are testing it. What can I say? There are three questions that we ask. Is my idea viable? Viable. Is my idea viable? That is very, very important. So I hate to break it to you, but if you're running an idea that you're very passionate about and is not viable, is not going to take you forward, you're just running an expensive hobby. All right. The next question you ask, is it profitable? Will it make profit? Can this pay the bills? You may have bought and sold and you have some money, but is the money enough to pay your bills on a monthly basis? If not, what's the path to profitability? We want you to think about that. And the third question is it scalable? Not all businesses are scalable, actually. Just a small percentage of them get to scale. A scalable business is the one that grows like a hockey stick, a very, very steep curve, and it reaches even millions and tens of millions of people. Globally, a scalable business probably is Amazon. But Amazon didn't scale immediately. Amazon made losses. Amazon was a book-selling platform for the longest time. A scalable business locally is M-Pesa. Every transaction that is made, there's a fee. They're making money. They sleep, there's money. They go on holiday, there's money. I mean, it's just coming in.
Yeah.
But not only that, it has transformed so many people's lives. How many employment opportunities, wealth creation opportunities have come out as a result of that idea? Yeah, that is a gift that has transformed communities. It's transformed society.
If I've looked at my idea, it is viable, tick.
Yes.
It is profitable, tick.
Yes.
It has potential of becoming a scalable idea, tick. So what should I do?
Now, it takes a thought process. It really is a thought process. Yes, even, let me just go backwards, even before we go to scalability. It is viable. Has it optimized the space of being viable even before you get to profitability? You can actually, how do you know it's viable? You know it's viable when people out there show you or tell you that they like what you have, it meets their needs, and they're willing to pay for it. All right? And this information will help you to identify what's the right price point. How do I reach these people? What is the size? Okay. If 100 people have told you that they're willing to pay for it, and it's something that they purchase only once, then it's not viable. Because you need a continuous income stream. So you went, you sold, and that was it. And then you come back again with maybe another 300, but only 100 people are ready to pay for it. That's not viable.
Yvette, this is me thinking. I have seen people who started even little businesses. I can call them small. Maybe your friends in college perhaps wanted handbags.
Yeah.
And so this is you going into that space and saying, I'm going to supply handbags, because they're thinking, maybe it's a viable business idea.
Yeah.
Pursue it.
Yeah.
So then how can I determine that this is truly what I need to do? Considering handbags are not things that you want to buy every day. You probably buy one and that will serve the purpose and that's it.
And the thing about the handbags is, if you're going to buy them, either have a wide network of people that you know, or have a very strong referral system, or be in a place where either let your handbags be so unique that everybody wants to have them. You may have started in college out of a dire need of, I need pocket money, I need school fees, and it will serve you for that amount of time. But as your needs grow, you may need to pivot and change into something else. So the $1 million question is, why handbags? Why not earrings? Why not jewelry? Why not perfume? Why handbags? So those are the questions that we interrogate, and we help you in the process of nurturing you. We're going to interrogate that question and say, what have you found out? There's a place for market research. What is the need for handbags? Why this specific handbags?
I think we'll dwell on that question on market research a bit more. So how much of market research at Synapis, what do you think? How much of market research should I do?
At Synapis, we have created or curated programs to help you think through your business, whether it's an idea or an established business, depending on the need on the ground. And in these programs, there are tools and guidelines that take you through. Right? So depending on where you are, the kind of market research that you're going to do at idea stage may be different from the kind of market research that you're doing for market expansion or geographical expansion. So at the different levels, there are different tools. And so, I don't know if you get what I'm getting at, but I'm telling you that entrepreneurship is a thought process. It's an intentional thought process. It's not just something that you stumble into. What is it that makes us think that I can just go into this without giving it much thought? And that's why many people find themselves in traps. And people get depressed. Maybe one of the most depressed category of people are entrepreneurs, because you realize it's not as easy as it looked. There was a process to follow that maybe wasn't followed. But then the other thing is that it gets lonely and you're misunderstood. And if you are those people who had a job and decided to leave the job to go into entrepreneurship, when things get thick, your friends tell you, this is why people don't leave employment. So you're castigated and maybe even shamed, you know? So it's not an easy journey. So a lot of people, it's almost like there's a set of courage that is needed for you to step out, to go into that space and really understand what's happening.
An entrepreneur is still thinking after the thought process. They are stuck at, where do I get capital to start this business that I am passionate about?
I'm going to ask you to Google the top need of entrepreneurs. You can start in Kenya, you can start globally. Just go ask Mr. or Miss Google or whoever they are to tell you. At the same time, try talking to every entrepreneur you know. Top of mind, they'll tell you, my biggest need is money. If only I had money.
Yes.
And the belief is that money is going to
It's
solve
going to answer all the questions.
It doesn't. It doesn't. 2 years ago, there was a company called Kune. They got $1 million pre-seed capital, and they said they were going to change making affordable food possible here in Kenya. They closed down. They had money. And that's just one example. There are many others that have been pumped with money and still didn't make it. The top need for entrepreneurs is access to knowledge. But the $1 million question is, who are the people who get financing? Because the people who get financing.
Yeah.
The people who get financing are people or entrepreneurs or business owners who have a compelling narrative and they convince, are you going to put money in a place that is going to, are you going to put debt capital? And especially for banks and lending institutions, these are depositors' money. So they have to take their due diligence.
Let's talk about entrepreneurship and integrity. So a comment you made earlier on, and it just caught me, that in the space where faith entrepreneurs are operating in, they're facing a lot of challenges because some of the market practices are not favorable to our faith.
Exactly.
Hence the need for certain networks and linkages that can help them to remain integral and faithful to the faith that they profess in. Let's speak about that a bit, so that those of us who are also, Christians and want to practice sound business principles and practices are able to operate and feel, they're in a safe space.
One of the things that you're told is you can't be a Christian and do clean business in Kenya. And what does that mean? That because it's interesting, Kenya is a paradox, because you look at our data and we're told we're 80-something% Christian. At the same, Transparency International come and say we are on the top 5 of the most corrupt countries. So what does that mean? It almost seems like we have a Sunday Christian mentality, because the people who are going to church on Sunday, maybe that Sunday is the day to be Christian. And then Monday to the Saturday, I can give bribes, because what has been seen as a normal is giving bribes, giving kickbacks. And this is not easy. Unfortunately, corruption is like a cancer. And it looks like such a big dragon to slay. But we believe that if you will run your business from the conviction that this is something that God has given me, then the question that we ask is, why not trust God to walk you through these difficult points? A lot of people, when it comes to money, we put God aside, especially when we have it, right? But when we don't have it, that's when we're going to pray and fast for the miracles or provision. But when he gives it to us, we put him aside. When it comes to money, we don't seek God's thoughts on money. Yet in Deuteronomy, he's the one who says that I am the one who will teach you how to make wealth.
Thank you so much for some of those insights. I think we will continue this conversation a bit more in a later time, where we will look at some of those integrity, how to navigate the integrity terrain. It's a difficult one. How to, navigate it, and some of those linkages and some of the success stories of what it is that they're doing in these networks that is beneficial to them. Some of the practical examples of what they're doing, so that entrepreneurs in that space can know, when I'm faced with this kind of a challenge, this is how I can navigate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Yvette, for having us. You have any parting shot I'll allow you to say?
It is my pleasure. I am excited. Look, if you're an entrepreneur and you're watching this program, I just want to ask, have you invested in yourself? And would you like to? Would you like to join a community of entrepreneurs who will help you and walk with you as you actualize your dream and take your business to the next level? Would you like to have tools that would engage you and help you understand what you're doing well or what you can do better? Take a moment and think about that. And if you're interested, I'm sure Melissa will let you know channels in which, ways in which we can help you to get there. Thank you very much. It's been a joy and it's been a delight being a part of this.
For Lessons from the Entrepreneur, my name is Melissa Odor. Have a good night.